Hello. I'd like to bring you up to date with an important initiative within the Scheinman Institute in which we're promoting an inclusive next generation of workplace neutrals. Both workplace arbitrators and mediators is what we're focusing on. And I've mentioned a bit about that initiative in prior updates. We've made a lot of progress. On April 20th and then the 21st in New York City, we successfully carried out a large conference bringing together the parties involved in workplace conflict management in the United States to discuss various proposals that we have been developing with the input of those parties over the last 10 months. The parties at the conference included representatives from the key agencies that administer and coordinate the use of workplace arbitration and mediation, American Arbitration Association, JAM, CPR, National Mediation Board, and others. I should mention the others focused on the public sector. New York State PERB, the New York City Office of Collective Bargaining had representatives active at the conference and active in the planning that led up to the conference. We also had the users of workplace conflict procedures, representatives from various unions, from various companies and other organizations in the public sector and non-for-profits that make use of workplace neutrals. The conference deliberated over several proposals that I just mentioned were developed in prior discussion with the representatives from the various organizations. I should also note that this conference was co-sponsored by the Scheinman Institute and the National Academy of Arbitrators. And so several representatives from the NAA, the current president, Homer LaRue, the president-elects for the next year and the year after, Bill McKee and Alan Simonetti also were there, as well as other individuals, often they're arbitrators who are involved in key positions in the NAA. So in any case, back to the basics, we had developed proposals that in particular focus on the launching of a consortium, as we call it, a consortium that would focus on both training and developing new neutrals through both classroom instruction, but more importantly, through the kind of coaching and mentoring that's really essential as individuals enter this profession, and as well to help those individuals get placed and have their careers develop. Another key point of the key goal of the consortium is to get new arbitrators and mediators placed so they can meet the parties, get introduced to the parties, get more acceptance from the parties, and also to develop their skills. And what we have in mind is getting those individuals placed in early basic cases and then helping them go on, of course, to develop a more full portfolio of cases. In any case, the outcome of the conference was quite positive. There was strong support for these proposals, although it remains to be seen exactly how the initiatives will be implemented, recognizing that there are differences across the United States in how workplace conflict proceeds, particularly differences by industry. People reminded us that new arbitrators and mediators need to know a fair amount about the industries in which they're working. And so that's something we'll have to work in to the process. We ended the conference with a commitment by all of us to try and identify some pilot sites, maybe a couple of regions or a couple of industries where we could first launch and refine the notions of how the consortium would operate, and then potentially build on that experience through wider national expansion. Keep in mind, the ILR School and the Scheinman Institute in particular have always been involved historically in trying to train individuals to enter the profession. We're now launching what we refer to as the third cohort of our labor arbitrator development program, a 15-month program involving both in-person instruction, but a lot of coaching and mentoring that goes along with that instruction to help develop at least a cohort of new workplace arbitrators and mediators. You can learn more about our various initiatives, both that Labor Arbitrator Development Program. You can read more about the recent conference, the consortium proposal and all, on our website where we're posting various materials. Thanks a lot.